Good afternoon, Bloomington Rotarians. Thanks for being here at the celebration. We're going to have a good time today with District Governor Sue Wright and some hyper happy dollars. So we got some good stuff going on. I'm Lauren Snyder, the president of this awesome club, and I appreciate you guys all being here this afternoon. I do want to thank our greeter, Charlie, for greeting us all on our way in, and then also our roundabout reporter, Bill Perkins, who will be capturing the events of today. I want to invite Miss Joy Harder up for our pledge and reflection. Joy.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, not in the reflection. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Good afternoon, and Sue, welcome to our club. Very happy to have you here today. Today's reflection is a 2-minute RYLA reflection. So raise your hand if you know what I mean when I say RYLA. Oh, good. That's excellent. Okay, and for those of you that don't know what RYLA is, you will after this 2-minute reflection. Raise your hand if you have volunteered for RYLA before, and there's yes, excellent. Okay, so what RYLA stands for Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. And every district in the world has some version of RYLA, which is a weekend leadership development for high school age participants. And so what our district does is sponsor students to go to RYLA weekend at Bradford Woods every year, and it's this coming the end of October 26th through the 28th. And it's an adventure learning experience. And this experience transforms kids to either become future Rotarians or to develop their personal leadership skills. It's a great, great experience. Isn't it, Lauren?
Absolutely.
Lauren and I are the co-chairs for the district. So we do this. We're partners in crime with this, as is Jean Emery, who has joined us, is on board with helping with chaperones and whatnot. So I encourage you, because we're actually this year, what's so amazing about this year, we usually have averaged about 65 participants from the clubs in our district. We have 22 out of the 32 clubs sending students this year. We normally have 65. This year we have 88 kids that are going, which is fantastic. Yes. And we have more volunteers and chaperones that we know what to do with this year, so it's a great thing. But I want to encourage you, if you had any interest in just coming to see what RYLA is all about, you're more than welcome to do that. So it would be from Friday afternoon, October 26th, to Sunday noon on the 28th. If you're through Morgan County near Bradford Woods and you want to just stop by for an hour and see what's up, give either Lauren or I, we can get you our cell phone and just call us and let us know where you're coming, and we'll connect with you and give you a little taste of RYLA, because there's nothing like it. Yeah. Anything else we should say?
Really cool factoid. Bailey Goodlett, who was one of our scholarship recipients, she went to RYLA. She was one of our scholarship recipients. She's going to be volunteering this year at RYLA.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, her sister's going to be at RYLA as a participant as well. So that Rotary tradition that started at RYLA for Bailey is continuing, which is pretty cool. So it's such an awesome time. Thanks, Joy.
Thanks.
Mr. Steve Engel with Magic Tricks and Juggling. Oh, no, sorry. Introduction of guests.
Thanks, Lauren. I left my trick cards at home, but oh well. It's my pleasure, really, to introduce our guests today. And as I call your names, please stand up so that we can properly recognize you. First of all, somebody you probably all know is from the Bloomington Sunrise Club, and our assistant governor, who's going to be governor next year, Jessica Hain. Jessica, where are you? Okay. And then from the Bloomington North Club, we have a visitor, Jean Dayton.
Mrs. Jean.
All right, Jean. And Sarah Laughlin brought this young lady with her. She's an IU student. Her name is Hannah Laughlin. I suppose she's related. Yeah.
Employee,
Employee, yeah.
That's a compliment.
And last, but perhaps the most exciting visitor, all the way from Nigeria, a Rotary International student is here from Zaradin Ahmad from Nigeria. Thank you. And if any of you are interested in learning more about Rotary, especially you, Jessica, see any one of us after the meeting.
All right, thank you, Steve. And Jessica, is it 2 years? 2 years. 2 years, okay. We got Santana in the middle between you and Sue. All right. I thought I was off, which is always a possibility. Birthdays this week, we don't have any, actually. Membership anniversaries, we do have several of those. Jeffrey Schoss, 1 year. Art Omick, 4 years. And Rex Hillary, 7 years. So congratulations to you guys. Pre-program announcements. Oh, yeah. Pre-program announcements. We've got the Business Outlook on November 1st at 12 p.m. at the Woolery Mill. And the Rotary Toast immediately following that on November 2nd. And that will be here in Alumni Hall. Gene, anything there? It's going to be awesome is a fact, but I want to also give kudos to Jean. We had a committee meeting. She is leading this charge and has been leading this charge for the past 4 years. We have more sponsorship dollars in the door at this point than we've ever had. We've sold approximately 200 tickets. Natalie told me we have several purchases in the mail the other day, and probably going to sell out most likely. Because we have sponsorships doesn't mean you shouldn't consider it. Please consider sponsoring a wonderful event honoring Steve and Connie Ferguson, ultimately benefiting the Ivy Tech scholarship that they have there. So I think I covered it all. So thanks, Gene, for all your efforts. All right, something that I've been talking about, but we haven't implemented yet, but our quarterly lunch buddies, we're ready to hit the ground running with that. So for this quarter, the second quarter of Rotary, Natalie has a list. We have randomly selected and paired all of our members with another member. So all you have to do, find that member. Their email addresses are listed on the list. I'll also be emailing it out. Just contact them. Find time to grab coffee. Find time to grab lunch. Find time to get a 5:05 sometime of an evening. And we'll give you guys a makeup once you guys do that. There's literally no strings attached to that at all. Just get to know somebody else in the club that you might not know, or it might be your best friend in the club. It truly is completely random. So we have that list back there with Natalie. Check it out on your way out, and then also we'll email that out, or just contact me if you want me to tell you who your partner is on the quarterly lunch buddies. 12 months of service. We have our October service is October 27th. Put this on your calendars, 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Wonder Lab. We are going to be tending to the Wonder Garden. Which they let us know. We reached out to them and said, what can we do for you guys? And they said, we need our pruning and basic maintenance of our Wonder Garden over at the Wonder Lab. So 12 months of service for October is October 27th, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. at the Wonder Lab. And Mike Baker, are you involved, you and Bev involved with that garden in some capacity? That's what I was told. Was that in honor of Bev's father? So pretty special. And I did not know that going in. So pretty special connection to Rotary through that garden. And it needs cleaned up. So any volunteers, please mark your calendars for October 27th. Also, Joy told me that we have our next Rotary 505 is going to be at Joy's home. And it is on October 18th. And Joy, anything, bring yourself, bring a cold beverage.
We'll be outside.
And you said you have a yoga platform if people are interested?
We're doing yoga, but and a fire pit, and there'll be an outdoors gathering.
So October 18th at Joy's, just a social get together, hang out with some Rotarian friends. Families certainly are welcome as well. Joy will send us more details later to come. So, all right, now what I'm pumped about today, outside of Sue, certainly glad you're here, Sue, but we've got hyper happy dollars between Sarah, Susie, and Mike. We have a goal of raising $2,500 today because the club's going to match $2,500 to get us of our goal of $100,000 honoring our centennial to Jeff. Good to see you, Jeff. Thanks for being here for the Boys and Girls Club. So Sarah, take it away. Hyper happy dollars.
All right, so the Bloomington Rotary Foundation members will stand up and help me collect, right? We need to do this really fast. We don't want to be limit our finances by the amount of time it takes. So, all right. Here's what I'd like you to do. If you have cash, would you put it in the little envelope on your table and put your name on it? If you have a check and you don't know who to write it to, it should be made out to the Bloomington Rotary Foundation. And I'll just start us off with...
Oh, I forgot to tell.
Oh.
Susie Graham forgot her checkbook, and many of you may have as
Oh,
well.
right.
There's a little IOU in the middle of your table that you can submit that, and we'll count it towards, and we'll track you down for that. So
We'll
a Rotary IOU.
add it to your bill. Yeah. So there's no reason why everyone cannot participate. All right, so who's ready to make a donation? And I see
And
Leslie.
if you're happy, you can just tell people why you're happy as
Just
well.
tell us why you're happy.
I'll start off. I have happy dollars because next week from this Saturday, I get to go back to the Appalachian Trail and tax adjustment.
Okay, all right then. Liz. All right, Sally. I'm starting back here in the back. Okay, go ahead.
I went to Vegas a week ago. I came back with something,
Big envelope.
so I've decided to bet on Rotary because
All right then, thank you. Anybody at this table? Okay, how about Martha?
I have $5 because my daughter is a new teacher that is not a new teacher, but at a new school this year. Went to school in Southside Chicago teaching STEM in fifth grade. Was just named teacher of the month.
Wow, all right then. Who else has a happy dollar to help us get to our goal? Tim? Okay. Okay, hold on a minute, hold on. We got Tim, Tim's got the floor. Hold that thought.
I gave $80, and I'm having a birthday on October the 8th. I'm not going to be 80, but I'm getting close to that, the 70, in honor of Ron Jensen, who's an octogenarian, and for 8 wonderful years of life you can always support. So I bid $80. You can raise it if you want.
Okay. All right, Jim Shea will raise you to 100, right here.
Anybody else? Oh, Jeff.
yeah, so I'm hyper happy squared. I'm delighted that we're going to be able to provide a wonderful playground for our Crestline kids. So this is in honor of all of you. Thank you for your tremendous efforts.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, how about this back table that was so happy they couldn't wait?
Awesome. Liz.
All right, woo!
And I think several others just gave a donation, which we certainly appreciate. Any other happy moments or, yeah, Steve.
I'm happy. I brought a check for the Boys and Girls Club, so
That's all right, we can make that work.
I'm happy because I'm going to see my son tonight. He's an Air Force officer. He's in Nashville, Tennessee for training. I'm going to go down and have dinner with him.
Oh,
Nice.
great.
Okay, I'll finish this off with happy dollars from me because I'm so impressed by the Boys and Girls Club when I went to when we had our program there and the young man came and spoke to us. I want more of that.
Thank you.
All right. If you didn't write a check, pay cash, or take the little card, we can still take your pledge. We're going to make the big presentation on November 27th. So you have between now and then to come scrape up a few extra dollars and support the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for everybody sharing some happiness and ultimately sharing some happiness with the Boys and Girls Club. I know Jeff and the team over there will make sure it gets put to good use ultimately through the playground and other areas of interest over there. So thank you all. Sarah, is there any way we can get a total from today alone? Bring it up during the program, and I'll make it a final announcement. So, all right. Without any further ado, I will ask our Assistant District Governor and District Governor nominee, Jessica Hain, to come up to introduce our District Governor. So, all right, Jessica.
Not for myself.
First of all, I'm very happy to be giving out the 2018-2019 theme pin to all of you today. Did anybody not get one? Raise your hand and I'll bring one around. Yolanda? Okay, I'll get one to everybody. I love pins. If you can't tell, love them. I'm not a youth exchange student, so I could fill this jacket, I suppose. But anyway, today I am really honored to introduce our district governor to all of you. Our district governor is Sue Wright, and she joined Rotary in 2010. And she is a proud member of the Rotary Club of Clarksville, Indiana. She has served her club as a club secretary, a foundation chair, a board member, and as a club president in 2014-2015, before serving our district as an assistant governor in 2015 through 2017, and now as our esteemed district governor in 2018-2019. She's actually from Indiana, but she spent about 20 years living and working in San Diego, California, which is one of my favorite places next to Bloomington. Such a great place. And she is retired from AT&T. And at AT&T, she wore many hats. She was an administrator, human resources, training, and I know she's going to speak today about the importance of training and lifelong learning as Rotarians, so I'm really excited about that. She has a grown son, Cardell, who lives in Jacksonville, Florida, and she has an MS in business management from the University of Redlands in Redlands, California. And Sue has many hobbies, but what she lists as her most enjoyable, so I'm wondering what are the least enjoyable, but her most enjoyable are reading and travel. She definitely gets to travel all over beautiful southern Indiana as our district governor, but she also indulges that passion by attending Rotary International conventions like the one in Sydney, Australia, the one in Atlanta, Georgia, and in Toronto, Canada. So you should all think about joining her in Hamburg this year. So without further ado, I want to welcome Sue. Please stand and join me in welcoming her today.
Thank you, Jessica. Jessica and I always talk a little bit about the foods we like, and we've determined that we found one that we liked, and it's bologna. Again, thank you for having me here. I met with your board today, and you are one of the most dynamic clubs in Southern Indiana. And I want to thank Lauren for all of his enthusiasm and his leadership of this club, and all the people that came to the board meeting this morning, because there were lots of people there. And you gave me all kinds of information about your club goals and what's going on in the club and your service. Every month you're going to have a service project, your social. So I am very, very pleased with the direction that the club is going. And I know Lauren probably thanks everyone here every single week, but let me say also, we thank you very, very much for your Rotary service. And before I get started, I want to give Lance Eberly, since he's here, his area membership. He is our area membership chair and was designated by, I had to give somebody that honor with Rotary International, so I kind of told him to be that person. And he was nice enough to say, okay. So I also, oh, okay.
Quick pace. I gotta earn my money.
And I want to thank everyone that has, out of the club, that has agreed to be a part of the district leadership team. And if it's not for the clubs and the people that make up the clubs, our district would not have a leadership. And we had one of our meetings on Saturday, and I believe very strongly that your president leads your club. And because of that, I invited all the presidents to the leadership meeting this Saturday, and I just want to say how important that is for everybody to get behind your president and to make sure that that president continues to do a good job for you, because he or she cannot do it without that support, and I can tell you that. And just like me, I cannot do it without the support of the presidents and those people that volunteer outside of their club to help the district. So thank you for that. Again, I am honored to be here, and I have a definition for Rotarians. Rotarians dare to seek, they dare to dream, they dare to believe, and they dare to act. Rotary's Board of Directors and Trustees approved a new vision statement which says, "Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change, not only across the globe, but in our communities and within ourselves." The Rotary International Strategic Plan includes supporting and strengthening clubs, fellowship, integrity, diversity, service, and leadership. I am going to focus on 3 of those goals. And the first goal that I will challenge District 6580 is diversity. I would like for District 6580 to bring more awareness of diversity to their Rotary clubs. And diversity encompasses complex differences and similarities in perspectives, identities, and points of view among members of an institution, as well as among individuals who make up the wider community. Diversity includes important and interrelated dimensions of human identity, such as race, ethnicity, gender, gender identity and expression, socioeconomic status, nationality, citizenship, religion, sexual orientation, ability, and age. And I want us to be very, very conscious of all of those items that make up diversity. Not just 1 or 2 for your club, but all of those. These differences are important to understand, but they cannot be used to predict any individual's values, choices, or responses. In 1933, Paul Harris, the founder of Rotary, gave a speech in Boston at the International Convention there, and he said, "One feature that challenges the attention of non-Rotarians is the provision that neither race, politics, nor religion shall constitute barriers to Rotary membership. We should foster a world where each of us views every person, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, or economic status, worthy of dignity and respect." That particular speech is on YouTube, so you can go and take a look at it. People of goodwill, we have our 4-way test. And part of that says that we are people of goodwill. People of goodwill have to act, and people of proposed goodwill have to get beyond the rhetoric and the platitudes and deliver in meaningful ways. So once again, I ask that you deliver in meaningful ways. I am very proud that our district has submitted a resolution to the Rotary International Board of Directors to consider revising criteria for leadership selection, not only at the district, but the zone and international levels, with special efforts to increase the number of women, members under 40, and people of different races and ethnicity. This resolution asks for the Board of Directors to adopt a more creative and targeted effort to encourage and give minorities and women the necessary exposure and experience to be selected in the ranks of Rotary International leadership. I got an email last night, and I sent out to a couple of people because Bloomington, actually, the club here, actually started the resolution. And it has been published on My Rotary, and you can go take a look at it. It's Resolution 18R31. And I thank you for doing that and for us talking about it in the district conference and putting it forth for that resolution to take a look. And it is there for everybody to read. And again, I thank you so much for taking the lead here in Bloomington to do that. Now, the voting, our representative is Paul Stanley, and he will get to vote. But the voting will take place online between October the 15th and through midnight on November the 15th. So just everybody be aware that you do have a resolution out there, and hopefully we get it passed, because it is high time that we do that. So one of the funny things that I noticed about all the resolutions, the very first thing that Rotary International says about is the financial impact. If implemented, it might cause a financial impact. But the best part about it that I saw is, again, it says currently the RI strategic plan, fourth priority, includes an objective to review governance to foster more diverse perspectives in decision-making, which is in line with this proposal. So you ought to be very glad that this proposal is there. So again, thank you for that, and I'm very, very pleased to say that. The second goal of the district is to support and strengthen clubs by attracting, educating, and developing members. I am a firm believer in education. I'm a firm believer that knowledge is power, and sharing knowledge helps everyone. I ask that you encourage every single member here that every time there is some type of Rotary training or sessions, please support that person and get them to those sessions. And make sure that you invite them back so that they can share what they have learned. Again, our job in the district is to support, assist, and guide clubs. But your job as a Rotarian in your club is also to support, assist, and guide each other. I currently have 8 assistant governors to help me out, and Jessica is one of those. I have asked them to contact the clubs in the district and to schedule a time to be a speaker. This year, because membership is very, very important to any organization, I actually have 7 area membership chairs. To me, it was ridiculous if membership was so important, why we only had 1 membership chair for 32 clubs. And so I now have 7. Lance has agreed to be one of those in your area, so please, please, he will be contacting your membership chair. I was so excited that you have a membership chair already in your club. So again, I thank you for all of those things that you're doing here. We have also resurrected the Rotary Leadership Institute, and we had our first session on June the 2nd in Vincennes. Rotary Leadership Institute actually is for everyone because every single Rotarian in this room is a leader. And every Rotarian needs to constantly continue to keep up with the changes that Rotary makes and to learn more about Rotary every single day. Rotary learning is a constant because there are many branches to that Rotary tree. It's a huge tree, and it has many, many branches going out there. And all of us, for us to be here, we have found a branch that we like as part of Rotary, and we have set on that branch to help Rotary to maintain. We have plans to hold another Rotary Leadership Institute in Vincennes, and it is on October the 27th. I did contact Joy and say, is it going to be, and she said, nope, don't even worry about it. Ryla, we're fine with Ryla. You go ahead and hold your Rotary Leadership Institute sessions so that people can come and learn about Rotary. One of the things that Rotary Leadership Institute does is it allows you to sit in a room and talk to other Rotarians about what their club does and what you learn and all of these kinds of great fellowship and learning that takes place there. I actually went to a leadership session in Lexington, Kentucky, because that was closer for me to go there. And I can tell you that learning about another club from another state, it's wonderful. That's all I can say. And one of the Rotarians that was in our session had been a Rotarian for 2 weeks. And that's why I say Rotary Leadership Institute is for everyone. Her club thought enough about her that they wanted to send her to something that will energize her and make her understand what Rotary is about outside of the club. We had a wonderful time with her. We had another Rotarian that was 87 years young. We asked him, why are you here? He said, because I want to keep up with the changes that are happening in Rotary. And I enjoy coming here and learning every single time about Rotary and what it offers. And of course, he got a standing ovation from everybody in the room because that was pretty darn awesome that he took the time out of his life and felt that strongly about Rotary. Again, October the 27th, I would ask that you intentionally, again, send some Rotarians from your club to the Rotary Leadership Institute. And again, your new members are really, it is important to get them outside and to be part of those events that happen. We are going to hold one in Columbus, and a date is to be announced for that. We will continue to facilitate visioning to help clubs create goals for their future. New to the district this year, again, I believed in supporting the clubs. And we put a line item in the budget this year for a member engagement grant, and it was money available to the club. What they could do was choose a member or members of your club to attend a Rotary event outside of the club. Now, we have closed that simply because the deadline was not, we had a deadline like anything else that you had to do this, but we do have money left over. We're going to open it again probably in January. The only Stipulation now is you can send a member, and again, you choose who it will be. The stipulation is the Rotary event that they must attend will be the district conference. The district conference this year will be on April the 27th. It will be a one-day conference in Clarksville, Indiana, at the Radisson there. It will be part of that whole Derby thing will be going on because Derby is the following weekend, and before that, it was Thunder over Louisville. There will be hotel rooms available if you want to stay, and you can stay overnight and go down Main Street in Louisville and Bourbon Taste and have a good time, let me tell you, because there will be a whole lot of activities going on during that 2-week time frame. The engagement grant, again, is for you to identify somebody in your club to go to an event outside of Rotary. As Jessica said, our Rotary International this year will be held in Hamburg, Germany, and so that will be the first week in June. And we are wanting as many people to come as possible. If you have the time, turn it into a nice little vacation for yourself. It's always nice to do that. Rotary does provide opportunities for every single person in this room to learn more about Rotary, and training is available. And learning for every Rotarian is there as long as you're willing to expand your Rotary knowledge. We are here to help you. You just reach out to us and we will get you some training. And right now, my big thing is technology. My Rotary, which is the Rotary International database, and DACDB, which is the district and club database. Every single Rotarian should have an account with both of those databases. And it really helps not only your club, and one of the things that I heard Lauren talk about was to get out there and make sure that information is up to date. You have your pictures there, because that's how I learned my fellow Rotarians when I was new. I went into DACDB and I would see somebody at a meeting and I'd go back in and go, oh, that's who that was. You just don't know how important that is for new people. Wearing your badges is so important for new people, because they walk in a room as full as of people as here, and you expect them to learn all those names. So we can help them out. We can do things to help them out. The final goal is to focus and increase humanitarian service. Rotary's motto is service above self. The Rotary Foundation gave me my first glimpse into the international part of Rotary and the good deeds it does in the world. I remind every single club in Southern Indiana, we are an international organization. Lauren talked about that today in the board meeting, and we are, and we have to keep that in mind. I learned that Rotarians are bold enough to change the world. Rotary has joined forces with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the World Health Organization, the Center for Disease Control, and the United Nations Children's Fund, or UNICEF, to eradicate polio worldwide. But in that, they also have a joint venture to eradicate other diseases worldwide too. At the Rotary International Convention in Toronto this past one, we had speakers, and if you have not been to a Rotary International Convention, Jessica and I and Lauren, we encourage you to come. You learn so much about Rotary, and you see the big picture. You see the different countries that come together and how proud everybody is to be a Rotarian. We had speakers this year that were Princess Anne, Prime Minister Trudeau, and Laura Bush. But you know who impressed me the most? It was the two speakers from the World Health Organization and UNICEF, because they were so passionate about what they're doing to help people worldwide. And in addition, they were so complimentary about the Rotary, the work that Rotary does worldwide, and how we have partnered with them to make all of this happen. So you had to go away with a lot of pride that, hey, we are part of a bigger institution. So even though we have some great speakers, last year in Atlanta, we had Bill Gates. I mean, some of those speakers, they just touch your heart. And you are very proud to be a Rotarian. In 2017, there were only 22 cases of the wild polio virus worldwide, and we have had 18 cases worldwide so far in 2018, which is more than at this time last year. So hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed that we do not exceed that 22. But we are at the rainy season in a lot of these particular countries, so just keep our fingers crossed that we don't exceed that again. The Rotary Foundation returns money back to the district in the form of matching grants to assist clubs with financing their community projects, and you in Bloomington have always taken advantage of that. Rotary is dedicated to 6 areas of focus to build international relationships, improve lives, and create a better world to support peace efforts and to end diseases. The first area of focus is promoting peace. And thanks to Jim Bright, we had Aubrey Cedar, who was one of the scholarship grant recipients. And that was part of why we supported her, was to promote peace. Fighting diseases. Rotary educates and equips communities to stop the spread of life-threatening diseases. Number 3 is providing clean water and sanitation and hygiene. Number 4 is saving mothers and children. Nearly 6 million children under the age of 5 die each year due to malnutrition, poor health care, and inadequate sanitation. Number 5 is supporting education. More than 775 million people over the age of 15 are illiterate. I don't know how many of you read your Rotarian magazine, but I can tell you some of the articles in there are really fantastic. I will talk about one that I read, and again, this goes back to dignity and respect. There was an article in the Rotarian, and it was about a Rotarian, and he owned his own business, but he did not know how to read. The club had asked him to be the president, and this is when he had to confess that he did not know how to read. But this is what we Rotarians do. And again, I have to remind you to always give you never know, people sitting right beside you, that you give them that dignity and respect. There was a librarian in the club. She began to tutor him. Other people in the club jumped in because, like I said, that's what Rotarians do. They also tutored him. And there was a nice ending to the story. Yes, he became club president. Now, one of the things that was asked of me, and I'll tell you very frankly, yes, it was a Caucasian American male that this article was about. And I thought for him to be very brave, if you did not read the article, but it very brave for him to step forward and have the Rotarian magazine to talk about that. So again, dignity and respect. we as Rotarians did not toss him aside in any way, but we helped him to succeed and to become president. And the last one is growing local economies. Rotary's International 2018-2019 President Barry Rassin's theme is Be the Inspiration. The verb inspire simply means to encourage someone by making them feel confident and eager to do something. He goes on to say, you have the chance to be part of a global network of people who have the talent and the desire to change the world. Be the inspiration for positive change to face today's challenges head on with courage, optimism, and creativity. And everyone in this room has before us the glorious opportunity to be an inspiration. I'm going to conclude with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And he said, everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve, and you don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. So on behalf of those less fortunate, let us go forth and serve. And I thank you once again for having me here today.
Thank you very much, Sue. Thank you for the update, the inspiration. We're definitely fortunate to have you serving our district. And as I kind of spilled the beans in our board meeting beforehand, in recognition of you being here today and speaking, we will be making a contribution this year, or this quarter's hat is going to the Interfaith Winter Shelter, recognizing the speakers. So thank you again, Sue. So speaking of some great stuff and inspiration, our number, drum roll, that's fun. In about 10 minutes, we raised $2,228. And yes, we have a few people who have said we'll make up the difference, so we're going to have no problem getting to the 2,500, that we're going to get to our goal of 100,000 for the Boys and Girls Club. And you know what? This scribble on the back of an envelope represents a heck of a lot more than a playground at the school or at the Boys and Girls Club. Rotary is bigger than Jim Bright. Rotary is bigger than Lauren Snyder. Rotary is bigger than Sue Wright. Rotary is bigger than Barry Rassin. Rotary is bigger than Paul Harris. What is Rotary? Rotary is polio vaccines for people who don't know what they're being vaccinated against. Rotary is fresh water when somebody hasn't had a drink. Rotary is hope. Rotary is inspiration. And Rotary is service to our fellow mankind that we may never touch or speak with. Rotary is much bigger than this regular luncheon every Tuesday in Bloomington, Indiana. And I'm honored to be part of this organization, and that's, to me, when Sarah handed me this, that's what it represented. My thought for the week, thank you. My thought for the week, and it kind of ties in, is one day we will just be a memory to some people. Do your best to be a good one. Next week, we're going to have Liz Watson as our program, the congressional candidate. Our greeter is going to be Owen Johnson, Pledge and Reflection by Dick Rose, Introduction of Guests by Michael Shermis, and our Rotary Roundabout reporter will be Bill Perkins. Please join me as we head out to our day for the rest of the week in the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendship? Fourth, will will be beneficial to all concerned. And fifth, is it fun? Have a great week, everybody.